Morning, Toastmasters, fellow guests.
Morning. Good morning.
Yeah, the early Thanksgiving was a really fun tradition. We'd always drop a turkey or two into the deep fryer. And contrary to popular belief, I'm pretty sure it's as healthy because it supposedly creates a coat so the grease doesn't soak into the turkey. We also drop a couple tofurkeys in there. I don't know if anyone's familiar with that. for the vegans in the group. And anyway, so I'm here to entertain, and I'm ready when you guys are.
We're ready.
Okay, great. So on February 26th of this year, I got a letter. It's a personal letter from Warren Buffett. And it was putting me in touch with the owner of his jewelry shop in Omaha. I needed an engagement ring. And being the Buffett fanatic that I was, there was only one place I was going for it. So after a fun adventure across the country, 2 months later, I've got this unreal engagement ring in my pocket. And I'm sitting in my 4Runner with Chelsea in shotgun seat. She's my 6.5-year girlfriend from college. We're heading to Bodega Bay. She doesn't know yet. But the perfect cover is that we're celebrating her birthday early, because every year I miss it because I go to the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting. So she thinks we're going up to celebrate her birthday. I've got a picnic in the back. My mom and I went to Whole Foods. We got some wine, some cheese from Spain where we used to live, some dates, and some gifts, chocolates, the whole deal. Big basket like this. So we get up to Bodega Bay, quick check into the hotel, and then I go straight to the entryway of Salmon Creek into the ocean. And there's this beautiful cove I was told about by a couple locals, including the person that checked out my room. Well, I get there, we park, beautiful view. I open the door, hop out, and I get greeted with the biggest mouthful of sand you could ever believe. It's literally 70-mile-an-hour winds. I could hardly stand up. And I had checked the weather, I had checked the temperature, the sun, the whole deal. The sun was setting at 7:51. I was there at 6:12. Everything was perfect. So sand's in my face and my eyes. I looked down on the beach thinking, maybe there's a little spot that's secluded. You know those little wind spirals you get sometimes that are out there in the desert and things? It's just whipping around like this. I mean, there's no chance. And I hop back in the car, look at Chelsea, knowing that she's not the kind of girl who is up for cold weather or wind, nor am I when we're talking about wine and cheese on the beach. So I'm frustrated, trying to act happy, and we start driving and thinking, I'm gonna figure this out. And she's saying, Scott, it's fine. Let's just, park the car. We'll have a beautiful picnic in the car for my birthday. It'll be fun. We've never done it before. I look at Chelsea and I'm like, there's no way we're having your birthday picnic in the car. And I'm thinking to myself, there's absolutely no way I'm going to propose in this car right now. So we're driving. I find a ranger station. I thought, oh, perfect. He's got to know the right spot. So I roll down my window. Sir, where do you think I could go to find a nice secluded spot on the beach for a picnic for sunset where there's no wind? He looks at me and says, kind of laughs, son, you're in Bodega Bay and it's sunset time. You're not finding any place without wind. And he just laughs at me. And I guess I'm the only person in town who doesn't know that you can't go anywhere in Bodega Bay in the evening without a ton of wind. And I started to get the hint as I passed Windy Lane, the Three Winds Bar and Las Brisas Cafe, wind Spanish. And I just felt like a total idiot. And I'm thinking back to the guy who gave me the perfect suite in this hotel room and didn't tell me a single thing about the wind, even though I told him I have a picnic for the beach. He said, oh, here's the beach, this is perfect. And anyway, I'm again trying to act calmly outside. Chelsea's starting to get frustrated because I will not give it up because I'm not going to propose in this car. And we're driving, the 4Runner's going back and forth on the road. It's so windy. Finally, I decide, you know what, there's an hour before sunset. Let's just park, have this picnic. I'll improvise later on, and I'm just going to work it out. But let's just try and enjoy this. So we park. I go back out, kind of cover my head with my coat, get my basket. It's about this big. The 4Runner's got some room up there, but not a ton. We have a basket like this. I put out the great, the red checker picnic blanket out on the dashboard. I get the cheese out on the console. We pour the wine. We put it right in the cup holders. I don't even know if that's legal. The car was still running, so it was cold out. And so, but we're having a blast. At least on the outside, I'm having a blast. I'm still nervous as heck, wondering what am I going to do. Couldn't go back to the hotel room because it was all set up, with the wine and the cheese and the chocolates and things and the flowers. And so, we're kind of having fun. We play some music and just doing the whole thing, laughing. My elbow's getting stuck in the brie and the dates because it's right here and there's just no room to do anything. And finally, the one problem with having time in anything with the sunset is that you can only procrastinate so far. And the sun is, about here on the horizon. Thinking, okay, this is it. If I don't do it now, I'm going to totally waste this whole day that I had planned. It's got this little ring in a bag in my pocket. And So I said, all right, Chelsea, I got a birthday card for you. I want to read it to you. And of course, I wrote something down because I knew that on the spot I would choke and not know what to do. So I had 18 things that I was grateful for about her. I think that's what I said. And after listing the 18th one, I read through them, getting more and more nervous. And the last one was something like, I'm grateful for our life together and what's to come. But what came right next to it, the next thing, I didn't read out loud. It said, okay, now do it. And it had an exclamation point. Obviously, I'm not going to forget that it's time to propose. But I knew that if I lost even a second of momentum, I'm likely going to totally lose it and not going to be able to get it back. And so right then, I said, Chelsea, I'm going to run out and give you a hug. I jump out of the car, almost knock a seagull over with the door. Because it's flying. I say flying, but it was just like this. Because there's so much wind, it doesn't need to flap. And I get out, my coat is like Superman, it's flying around, whip around the car, and she's laughing and giggling. I can see her in the mirror because she just thinks I'm coming over for a hug. Open the door, I go down to a knee, pull out this ring, and she looks at me, and her face just explodes in tears. I mean, I was expecting some tears, but this was like a faucet. It was like a physical reaction I would have never imagined, never seen before. And I said, I don't remember exactly what I said, something like, will you marry me? And then I said, will you be my wife? Do you want to spend the rest of your life with me? No answers. Okay, she's just quiet. And I remember looking at the clock. It had been like 7 minutes or so. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe this isn't so good. Like, great emotional reaction, but I don't know about this. And I remember I'm down on my knee, and it's kind of like this. I'm in the forerunner, and she's sitting up. So it's not a normal on your knee type of situation. She's kind of looking down at me, just bawling. Finally, I get a yes out of her, but in the same breath, it's a yes and can you please get back in the car? And so I give her a quick hug and run back around, hop in, and take a nice breath, calm down, and almost just like that, I had the most breathtaking fiance I could have ever asked for. And I kind of laughed to myself for a second and thought, life doesn't always go as planned, or plans don't always go as planned, but they always go the way they're supposed to. What I learned is that when life gives you a sandstorm, just build a castle.